Hey guys, what's up? Today I'll be talking about the movie Suspiria. Oh my god, man, this is a classic, man. And let me say something. It's been a long time I saw this movie too, man. I can't remember how I saw it. I know it was on cable TV. I think it was probably maybe it can be IFC. I know that. I don't know if IFC was around when I was a kid. But I knew I grew up with this movie somewhere or some form and I cannot remember it. Well, anyway, I can just tell you this. It was on cable TV, not HBO, that I know. Because I remember a lot of shit on HBO. um, Suspiria, one of the scariest movies, one of the creepiest movies, one of the better horror movies out there of its genre. You know, you have supernatural, you have good drama, good acting. For a horror movie, you could actually say the word good acting. One of the few, to me, horror movies is just a horror movie, just straight to the point. But a horror movie and a scary movie to me is two different things. But you know what? You get a combination between both. And that will be on my another blog. I will do a comparison on what I think of that between the different scary and horror. But besides that, Suspiria, I'm gonna get to the point. I'm gonna try my best not to do no spoilers because I don't want to ruin any moments. It's an old movie, but to me, I feel like this movie still stands out to this fucking day, people. Um, Suspiria is about this girl who's going to this dance school in Europe. She's an American, and the way this movie begins, especially, you can just tell something's going on because once you came to Europe, you see the lighting and the scenery and the environment of this movie works so well with especially the lighting. Like it has these different color lights, and you'd be like, "Damn, there's something scary about that to me." And one more time, watch this movie in the dark. I want to hear you people watching this movie in daytime. I'm gonna have to smack you in your face if you watch this movie in the daytime. I ain't playing. I bet. Fuck wrong with you people watching a horror movie at the daytime. What the hell you think this is? A cartoon? What's wrong with you people? Um, but anyway, and the soundtrack off the bat, awesome, fucking awesome. You know, come on. David Argentino movies always have great soundtracks. Okay, well, anyway, once you get back to the academy, already there was a situation where this lady's kind of scared. She runs out. She can't get into the school. The American girl, the lead heroine of the movie, she got back to her cab, and she saw this mysterious girl running to the woods. And while this girl was running to the woods, it looked like she got into town, stayed with someone. I don't know if it's a friend or a family member. I'm not sure. And she started acting in panic, and she's telling the lady that the lady wanted to know what's going on. The lady didn't want to say nothing to her, but you could tell this girl was running from something. And once you saw the window, you see like these eyes, and like if I see eyes out of the windows like that, I'll be like, I'm coming out. I'm running out that fucking room. There's no way in hell I'm gonna stay in that fucking room. But the girl went up to the window, and this big hand crashed in, from breaking the window, pushing. No, wait. I don't think the hand broke to the window. I think the hand just pulled out. My mistake. I think so. And pushed her face to the window. I'm like, yo, scary moment right there. The way it was set up. Again, I'm not gonna spoil too much because I don't want to like reveal every scene. For people who have not seen this movie, especially the newer generation. And yes, I know it's an old movie, but still, like I said, I feel like it stands out. But once the woman, got the window broken, she's like running outside of the building. Like I think she was probably like at a fire escape, and this mysterious hand just stabbing her. And then the killer ended up getting like this wire tied her around while the friend from the building, I don't know if it's a friend or a family member she was staying with, but the second roommate was running out, knocking on doors, and like running down asking for help. And while the girl's being murdered, the window up top of the roof crashed down. She was hanging with blood and stuff. And that's one of those moments in this movie you be like, what the fuck, And meanwhile, you get the American. She comes back to the school. She finally got into the school now. She's met by this school teacher and the rest of the cast of characters in this movie, like the owner of the school, and she meet friends in the school too, and they start talking, mingling, and let me say something else. Another thing cool about this movie is like when people are being killed, there's nobody in sight. So that's another thing. That's another good scare factor in this movie. You be like wondering, yo, what the hell is going on? Anybody there? Am I the only one? Do I have to wait to be killed when people show up? You know what I'm saying? And but let's get to the point. The woman was the American meaning people. Um, Later on in the movie, she started staying in the school. Right away, there's some supernatural, creepy moment going on, and she's like, "What the?" Like she could tell something's wrong. Her roommate, her friend, start telling her stuff like, not her roommate. She actually had her own room. Excuse me. But her friend, I would say her best friend in the school, like telling her stuff about some creepy moments she had experience with with snoring. And there's one scene in the movie where she's hearing, where do these teachers go? They're supposed to leave. And the American starts saying something like, you know what? I don't think they're going outside. They're going somewhere else, because she could tell from the footsteps. And the friend of the American started writing out. She started writing out the count of the steps, you know. And I don't want to know which ones, but as the movie progresses, you get a few death scenes, and each of these death scenes are really good death scenes too. Especially one of the moments when the guy with his dog, that's gonna give you a what the fuck moment, because let's say you didn't expect what's gonna happen, you know. And as the movie progressed, she started finding out that the school was like a descendant of a witch that came to Europe, and she started with the money she had, she ended up opening up a school, and you found the school mysteriously had fire, and then I think the witch was dead, you know. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna move too much, but it's like, and then the woman was, and the head of the moon was to find out more about it, and then and as the movie progressed, she finds out that she's all alone in the school. The housekeeper of the school stuff, or the cook of the school, start telling the heroine of the movie like, oh, everybody went to a concert, you know. And so she was pretty much like alone in the house, alone in the school, excuse me, with the housekeepers and the teachers that were still present at the school. As the movie progressed, the heroine in the movie started throwing away her food. She realized something was not right about the food, and it makes her like sleepy and stuff. And as she started to follow the notes that her friend wrote about the steps, she follows the steps. She comes across this room, and she starts looking around, and she's remembering the flashback when she met the first girl. That she felt like she was hearing saying something like a whisper, flowers, and then she starts seeing like the three color flowers, like a yellow, red, and blue flower. And then when the flashback, the woman mentions about blue flower. She turned the knob of the blue flower, and a secret passageway opened to another room. And again, no spoilers, but all the mystery of this movie is gonna be much more revealed. And the American girl will have a conflict, and you're gonna have an awesome ending in this movie, people, an awesome moment watching this movie. Especially with the credits rolled up, and this movie is just epic, people. Suspiria is an old movie, but you know what? It stands out. It really does stand out. Like I said, acting, drama, wise, suspense, thriller, horror, you know, and supernatural elements. The blood and gore I like in this movie. The kill scenes were awesome. The soundtrack, flawless victory. You know, it's just epic. Everything just matched with this movie. It just works so well, people. Anyway, Suspiria, please check it out. Especially it's gonna be Halloween coming soon, right around the corner next month. You know, so be prepared. If you want to have a Halloween movie, or just a dark, rainy day, especially at nighttime, this movie is for you, people. It's pure genius, pure genius. And you know, I also heard that Hollywood was planning on doing a remake of this movie too. You know what? If Hollywood decide to do a remake of this movie fully, I don't think it was going to have the same effect as the original. But you know what? Hey, give it a try. Go ahead. And by the way, if you notice, I got the 2-disc edition, so very cheap from Blue Underground. Second disc is awesome. Had a 25-year documentary. You definitely want to check that out.